name is Ilahan Dahir, and I was born in Toronto, Canada. But when I was 7 years old, me and my family moved to the Columbus area, where I've lived for most of my life. My journey really begins, I think, in elementary school when I went to a private Islamic school called Sunrise Academy. It was in Hilliard. It was really the first time that I was exposed to Arabic and Islamic culture, and it really shaped the person that I am today, I think, in a lot of ways. And after that experience, it was a really small school. I became really good friends with the students there, the teachers. My parents were really supportive of me learning a lot of Arabic so that I could pursue an education in Islam. And I did a lot of work there toward my religious side. And then when I got into high school, ninth grade was sort of a shock for me because my middle school years were so small, so sheltered, that high school was humongous, and it had so many opportunities, so many clubs that I could join, so many teams that I could take part in. And so that really changed me as a person. I became more involved in my school environment, and I decided then that I wanted to be a community activist going onward with my life, and I wanted to pursue an education in law. So high school presented some obstacles for me in a lot of ways because the school was really large in Hilliard, and there wasn't that many minority students. And so a lot of times when I would join clubs and academic teams, people would always sort of judge me because I wore the hijab. They thought that I couldn't really take part in it as much as they could, and many times they asked if I needed help translating things, and that was a challenge for me, but it was one that helped me to grow because I worked a lot harder than my classmates to prove that I not only could do what everyone else could do, but I could go above and beyond that, and I could do well in school and in sports and in clubs and become an active student in that area. Graduating from high school, I knew that I wanted to go to the Ohio State University, and so I got accepted, and it was a very exciting time for me. And I'm currently going to major in political science and English literature with a minor in Arabic because of my roots from middle school. I'm already a part of a program called PASS, which is a program that helps develop diversity in the Ohio State University. I joined it late May, early June, and it's really important to me to do works toward diversity because in high school I had problems with miseducation from my peers and a lot of ignorance I realized throughout the community, and I wanted to become an active person to sort of change the wind against that and sort of take part in it. So in high school I began taking part in face-to-face, faith-to-faith, which is an intercultural program. It's 2 weeks in the summer in upstate New York, where we work on just dialogue and getting to know people that are different from us. And then when we leave and come back, it's a year-long program, so we have to actually do initiatives in our community. I did an interfaith movie night and dinners and a Jewish-Muslim iftar, which was really interesting. And sort of, I wanted to keep that momentum going. So in the Ohio State University, I became involved in that diversity program because I wanted to continue to become active in that. My minor in Arabic is important for me because I want to become a fluent Arabic speaker so that I can really take part in dialogue with people that are different from myself in that way, in a really open way. And the future for me looks really wide right now, but I'm still really young. So currently, I think that after graduating from OSU, I'm interested in going to law school with my political science and English background and becoming a civil rights attorney or possibly a corporate attorney. I'm not sure yet, but I know that I definitely want to go to law school and pursue a law degree. Within the Somali community, I've always been really active because starting with middle school, the Islamic environment, most of my friends were Arab speakers, most of them were from Palestine or Egypt, and I realized that I was a minority even within the Islamic community. So I started to take part in actively seeking out Somali activities and places in order to become more enriched in that culture. And so in high school, within my school, I created a group of Somali students that were active within the school and outside of the school, that sort of showed a different face to people than what they expected of Somalis, because a lot of times I actually got comments in high school saying it's unbelievable that you're Somali and you can be active in your school and you can become a well-educated person. And I said, you know, it's not just me. There's a lot of people in the school that are like this. So we created that group in order to show a good face for Islam, for Somali people and Somali culture. And it became sort of a branch of the diversity work that I was doing. I was a part of the diversity group, but also a part of the Somali student group. And so I'm attending OSU this coming autumn, and I hopefully want to become a part of the SSA there as well, the Somali Student Association. But I've been a writer for my entire life. I remember the first poem I wrote was in first grade, and my teacher and my dad thought it was such a big deal. They framed it and everything, so I decided I want to be a writer that day on. A lot of times when I'm writing, I don't actively do it, but I can write most freely about being a Somali and being Muslim. And a lot of times the works that I write about being Somali are my strongest, because I have such a deep-rooted, my culture is Somali, my parents are Somali, and both of my parents have been working with diaspora in order to try to make changes within the government and create a brighter tomorrow for Somalia. So my poetry is the major way in which I move myself and others to take part in the movement that's going on right now, to not only end the war in Somalia, but to create a stable situation. To people my age and younger, I think I have a lot of friends that say, you're only 18 or you're only 17, so just enjoy your life. You don't need to worry about that. That's for older people. I think that we need to worry about it more than the older generation, because it's going to be our country, in regards to Somalia, that is going down this path, and it's going to be our children that are losing connection to the Somalia that our grandparents speak to us about. So I think it's more of our responsibility than it is our parents to take active part in changing not only the situation, but the way we look at the situation and making it our problem.